How's it going, everyone? It's Gavin from Balls to You, and this is going to be a Jasmine pastel in a bit more in depth. What we have in front of us here, this is Jasmine. She is the original mom. When I first got her, I brought her and a male, and the plan was to make some sort of, you know, super pastels and this, that and the other. However, when I noticed she was really different, very bright, completely different looking in my eyes to what a standard pastel should look like. And obviously she's laid eggs, so she's a little bit dark. Normally she's quite bright. They go through these colour phases, transition colour phase. So at the minute she's a little bit restless, bless her. What interested me in her was how bright she was. First I thought she was a super pastel, then I thought maybe a firefly, and obviously when I started breeding her I then realised actually that wasn't the case. Now I revisited the breeder that I got her off, and he can't remember the pairing. He got her from somewhere else. He did know what it was paired or what made it, but he just can't remember. So what we've got to do with this girl is basically re-engineer. She could be het for something, she could be carrying a gene, another gene. My guess is, well, it could be that she's het for something, or it could be she's carrying another gene. It's simple. I've seen pastels which are combos which look completely different, and then I've seen pastels which are like het for clown, which look different again. So what are we looking at? Well, first and foremost, her colour. She was really bright, really sort of, as you can see down the back here, heavily blushed out. And the other thing we're looking at is these crazy looking alien heads. Now the reason why I say they're crazy is because that's not your typical pastel alien head. They don't normally look like this, and in her first clutch I managed to produce a normal pastel and a pastel just like mom. The pastel that looked like just like mom I kept back because he was a boy. I was hoping to use him this season, but he wasn't quite there, bless him, so I'll probably use him next season. I didn't see anything crazy either in the first clutch. This is now her third season or a third clutch, and now I'm starting to see some, you know, some real strange looking babies that sort of still throwing me. I don't know if they're het or whether they're another gene, but again, more breeding will be more, you know, give me more data and I'll be able to know a bit more. So as I said, her colour was very bright for a pastel, and I remember sending pictures off to other breeders and asking their thoughts, and they were just coming back saying, oh yeah, standard pastel, standard pastel. And what's crazy is some of them breeders that actually contacted in the beginning have contacted me back since seeing the Jasmine and actually said, yeah, there's something else going on. So it was quite interesting to sort of hear them sort of pedal backwards a little bit and say, yeah, we think that there's something going on, but it's certainly definitely interesting. So again, the colours as a baby, she was really sort of bright, and you can see the yellow, she's still holding a brightness. She's still got a lot of the blushing still, even though she's a bit darker than normal. Like I said, when they lay eggs and they go through this colour phase due to hormones, but you can certainly see she's quite bright really. But yeah, so I don't quite know what's going on. There could be another gene, it could be that she's het for something. Further breedings will give me results and give me data that I'll be able to work with and come to some sort of conclusion. This is an exciting project. In other words, I've got to re-engineer this female to find out exactly what's going on. In other words, so I've got to keep stuff back, breed it back and see what pops out. I have no idea if she's het pied, het clown, het ultramale, het exantic, het ghost. No idea whatsoever. I don't know if there's another gene. I'm thinking there's another gene more than it being het, but I just don't know, guys, if I'm being honest. Until I start breeding the son back to the mom just to see what we get. I can't really say any more or know any sort of definite answers. So when you go and buy an animal, guys, I mean, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with doing what I'm doing with this girl, you know, re-engineering and sort of doing this, or reverse engineering, should I say. But go for, if you're going to buy an animal, guys, go and buy one off a breeder that sort of knows the lines, know the lineage, know how it was made. Don't get me wrong, you can't always do it, but at least you stand a better chance of knowing what you're going to get, what to put with it, what may pop out. And again, I name this the Jazz line because people who have brought animals from her clutches, those babies may be carrying extra genes, or may be carrying you know, be heterozygous for something. And what I want to do is for those people who have babies from the project, they can actually sort of work with the project if they want, or if they pop something out that's quite peculiar, they basically know, well, yeah, you know, potentially that's come from the Jazz line, and that's probably what's going on. So that's why I named it a line, and that's why I'm trying to keep tabs of all the babies. So let's have a look at some of her babies from a few years ago, and we'll see exactly, you know, what sort of differences we have regarding the combos. So this is her daughter. She's actually breeding for me. She looks like she's building. This is I bred the Cosmo Harvey to the Jasmine because I thought that the Cosmo Harvey and the Jazz Pastel work well together regarding the alien heads, and they would work very well. Sure enough, I was right. This girl I popped out, she was the only one I popped out of this combo, and I don't know about you guys, but I haven't seen pastel Harveys that look like this. Okay, so what I think we've got going on, obviously we've got an awesome line of Mojave, which is the COS line, Circle of Snakes, that's what the COS stands for, and we've also got the Jazz line pastel, along with either the other gene that mom's carrying, or the het form, or the heterozygous gene that's laid in there. Again, more breeding, we'll know. Like I said, she's breeding for me this season. She's going to the white cider, so we'll have some more of those beautiful looking babies. She's building quite nice. So this was the first baby I kept back from one of her first clutches. In fact, I've had 4 clutches from her now, and this was the one that I kept back from the first ever clutch. So as you can see, again, heavily blushed out down the dorsal, very nice and bright inside the alien heads. Quite wacky alien heads. Again, I'm putting that down to the COS line Mojave and the Jazz line. Like I said, they really complement each other. But as you can see, nice and bright, nice and vibrant. Still with age, she's still very bright. She's a little bit head shy, bless her. Come on, sweetheart. No? You want to come out? Let's see if we can get this. Come on. I want to be quite gentle because, like I said, she's building. So as you can see, nice bright eye stripe, beautiful blushed out head, and just an absolute awesome combo. She's a lot more yellow in person. So yeah, so absolutely love this girl, and I'm so pleased I kept her back. But yeah, so this is one of her first babies, and I think you can clearly see this doesn't look like a standard pastel Harvey. Okay, so let's look at her son that I kept back from one of the other clutches. So here he is, typical, he's in shed. However, what I want you guys to look at is how heavy blushed out he is down the back. This was one of the very strange looking pastels that I kept back. He really had a good separation. I don't know if you can see because of him being in shed. He had a good separation of colour in the alien heads. He had sort of quite bold oranges here, and this was yellow, and obviously you can see that it's sort of like a half and half deal. I don't know what's going on with him regarding again, like I said, the blushing, the weird alien heads. Chill. God, everyone's so jumpy tonight. So really strange, really different looking. Again, high blushing, real different looking alien heads, very similar to mom. And again, some real weird looking sort of tram marks, really strange pattern, melted. So yeah, so this was the male I was hoping to breed to her this season, but he just wasn't quite ready, bless him. So maybe next season, and we can see if we can see what we can actually hit on this. But yeah, so this is the one of the sons that I kept back. So what we have here is from the latest clutch. This is what I believe to be exactly what mom is, whether this baby is carrying a heterozygous gene of some description or whether it's carrying 2 genes. But as you can see, this isn't like your standard normal pastel, completely different in ways. I mean, look how yellow the yellows are, and again very similar to the one I just showed you, the brother that I held back, or the son. Very similar, exactly, virtually identical. He looked exactly how this one does, and again really strange looking. Again, bit of melted side pattern down on the tail, and again we've got this sort of blown out, if you like, ringer slash sort of, not ringer, sorry, sort of like tail markings, and a pure white belly. Just really different. So this is what I would class as a jazz pastel, 100%. So whatever's going on in this baby is obviously what's going on in mom, and possibly in the brother that I kept back. So this one's little boy, so I might even keep this one back just to see. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get a pastel and I'll show you the difference between this one and a pastel. So what we have here is the jazz pastel line and a pastel. Again, this is an average looking pastel, still a nice looking pastel, don't get me wrong, but I want you guys to look at the difference between, calm down, look at the difference between this guy here and this guy here. Completely different. Okay, we've got hardly any blushing down the back here, unlike the jazz line. We've got a huge amount of blushing. We've got really obscure looking alien heads on the jazz line, big holes here, not so much. Come here. Okay, again we've got a different type of yellows going on. This one, the jazz line, is more peach at the bottom as opposed to it being yellow or orange, but again you can certainly see there is a difference in the pattern. Now I thought that maybe, yes, we know that there is polymorphism or polygenic traits, which basically means some of the babies can end up getting the trait and not a morph. So in other words, you can get a normal baby from an enchy clutch which looks enchy, but actually it's not enchy, it's just normal that's heavily banded. I thought that with this clutch, I thought maybe, not with this clutch, sorry, with this particular line of pastel, maybe the babies are just exhibiting, you know, polymorphism or a polygenic trait from the mom. But as it turns out, like I said, I have hatched out normal looking pastels, and I've also hatched out pastels which look like this little guy here. So you can certainly see, like I said, there is a difference. And what I'm going to do, they're not going to keep still, I'm going to try and show you some of the normals from the same clutch, which could be possibly the second gene. If not, they could be het for whatever's going on. Okay, so what we have here are 2 normals from that clutch, or 2 classics. These 2 are the most obscure ones from that clutch. Again, I don't know if this is the other gene or if they are het, as I keep saying. I just don't know. This one here is very orange in colour. Down the sides, really wacky. Sorry guys. Sort of like, again, this burnt copper look, really different. Again, a bit of melted pattern there on the sides, nothing too crazy. Again, we've got this bit of floating pattern Is this the other gene, or is this het for something else? I really don't know, guys. This is the first time in all of her clutches that I've actually hatched some weird looking normals, or some weird looking classic normals that I've been told I've got to start saying classic, because they're far from normal. So let's look at the other one. In this one, as you can see, the head's a bit more blushed out. Again, some nice blushing a little bit down here. Really obscure alien heads. Just an overall weirdness look. And again, look at the eye stripe, quite bright. You know, could that be indications? I don't know. But more breeding is obviously needed to find out what's going on with this particular line. So hope this helps and explains the jazz line, guys. A lot of people ask me, you know, what's the difference between a jazz line and a lemon pastel? A lemon pastel came from the wild, as I said before in my other video. The original mom came from the wild and started popping out these bright babies. This one, however, I do know has been bred and created in captivity. It's just now I've got to re-engineer it to find what it is, or what's making all these babies look completely different to normal. And again, you've got this sort of yellow striping down the dorsal and the yellow markers on the back, which are a bit more bright. You know, I've hatched plenty of normals, guys, and anyone who's got a decent eye would tell you that that is certainly something to consider a dinker, let's say. So there we have it. Anyway, guys, hope this helps for those who are in the project. And again, there are going to be some more jazz pastel line stuff coming through, as I showed you the Cos Pastavi female, the daughter, the original daughter. So there's going to be more to obviously look at and play with, and sort of try and get a bit more of an idea of what's going on. So there we have it. Okay, everyone, hope this interests you guys. Hope I've not bored you too much. Again, you're absolutely awesome. Please hit that notification button and also hit that subscribe button. It does mean a lot, as I keep saying, guys, in all my videos. It's just absolutely amazing. Okay, everyone, take care, and I'll speak to you guys soon.